Hello, hello, hello. Back
Hello.
to the pod. Hello, hello, hello.
Welcome.
Hi. How's it
Merry
going, everybody?
Christmas.
Merry, merry, merry,
Happy
merry.
Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, happy New Year.
Yes. How
Yes,
was how was your
my
Christmas?
Christmas, honestly, it was really good. So normally Christmas is like really stressful, not a good time for me. I don't know. I don't really enjoy Christmas very much. But this year it was nice. It was like my only day off, so I got a day to relax and I hung out with my sister. And it was really nice. I liked it. Really peaceful vibe. It actually felt
Aw.
like Christmas for once, because normally I
Yeah.
don't have the Christmas vibe. Like I felt like that
Mhm.
died when I was like a child. But like it kind of came back because it was getting kind of cold, and I was like, "Ooh, maybe it is Christmas." And then I got to watch Gremlins, which is my favorite Christmas movie, part one and two. I love it.
Yeah,
Anyway,
slay.
how was your Christmas?
My Christmas was also really nice.
Hmm.
Usually Christmas is a tough time for me. But um I had a great time this year. It was pretty relaxed. And I got some nice things, and I was happy with how people liked the gift that I gave them. That was cool. And yeah, I got to relax, and I've been off from work. This is like one of the only things I love about my job is that like I literally had like half a day on the 23rd, and then I've been off this whole week, and I don't go back until January 3rd. So I'm like super hyped.
Nice.
So I've just been like relaxing, and it's been great. And I've been all cozy. Like right now, I'm literally just like all snuggled up like a bug in a rug in my Christmas Snoopy sheets and
Oh,
my cozy blanket that I got from Ireland. It's so warm.
nice.
I've been it's funny. I've just been like really listening to a lot of my records lately. So that was also nice.
That's cool.
Um especially like this one The Cure record I've just been listening to nonstop. So
Which
yeah,
one?
um I'm ignoring so much. Um Disintegration.
Ooh,
I got it in Dublin, and I also got like a greatest hits The Cure album. And so it's like literally just sitting on my turntable right now.
that's like,
Uh so I've just been doing that and like playing Animal Crossing while listening to my records. So that was really fun. So yeah, I've had a very great holiday season so far. Um
slay.
so when this episode goes up, it's gonna be New Year's Eve. That's exciting.
Crazy. I can't
Yeah,
wait.
a
This year
whole
went
new
by
year.
too quickly, but it also felt like a million years. Like we
Yeah.
lived so many lifetimes within this year, but it also flew by.
Yeah. Like so much happened, and like I feel like I aged about 5 years, but also
Oh,
like
I aged 30 years. I'm literally
yeah.
on my
But
deathbed.
also it's like just yesterday, you know, it was the beginning or the end of 2021. Like it's crazy how fast it goes. But
Yes.
yeah, there were a lot has happened in 2022. What okay, I saw a tweet of this, and it was a nice tweet. I really liked that idea where it was like someone was like use this tweet as a way to like brag about something you achieved that you're really proud of during this year. So do you have anything that it doesn't even have to be like something big, it's just something big for you that you are really proud of that you achieved in 2022?
Honestly, I'm gonna have to think about that because I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I achieved a
It's a
lot,
good
but
question.
also this year I went through a lot. Maybe like my
Maybe like
growth.
resilience.
Well, yeah, maybe that. Yeah. I feel like I've grown a lot and I'm kind of proud of that. Like I've been through a lot of like big life things, like
Mhm.
milestones, I guess, and like good and bad, and I feel like I'm just like proud of my growth. You know what I mean?
Making it through.
Yeah, making it through. I
That's
re
something to be proud of.
I guess so. What about you?
I think mine is like along the same lines. Like I, especially in the last few months, like I've had a lot of growth. Like I started going to therapy and I started taking medication for my anxiety and that's allowed me to achieve a lot. Like it I didn't realize, I mean, I knew that my anxiety was bad, but I didn't realize that it was so bad that it was really blocking me from like experiencing things
Mm,
until it was in a manageable state. And like all of a sudden, I traveled so much and like I was able to go off to like a foreign country by myself and have fun and not like freak out, you
and
know? And
that's so, like, so cool, like, you're so
I know I was like
brave.
that was like top moment of my life. Like I really had such a good time. It was an emotional time. It was like it was a really great time. I just really had fun and being able to like go to San Antonio for my job and experience all of that and have all that food and wine and like stuff that I wouldn't normally get the chance to. And seeing all the concerts I did this year was really cool. But I think most of all, I am most proud of like how far I've come in like my mental health because I am in such like comparatively to like compared to last year, this time last year, like I am like leagues ahead, like it like around my birthday last year and around like the holiday season and New Year's, like I was really, in a very weird place. I was very like out of it. And then, but this year, it's like I had such a clarity. It's so weird. Like I have such a, like, everything is so clear, and it's weird. And I've been able to like, like experience things, um, like in the moment. Like I'm not like out of it. Right.
Right, right.
I can be like present and like experience things and be happy and enjoy it and enjoy the small stuff too and not let all these little things like anxiety and stuff like that
Hold you
rob me,
yeah.
yeah, of experiences. So that's something I'm very proud of. And yeah.
It's a very good thing to be proud of.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking, though? This time last year, I was, like, working a retail job, a different one, right? And I
Hmm.
was also, like, in my room pining to Radiohead. I'm doing the exact same thing now. I feel like I'm in the exact no, like, it was weird. I had this, like, realization that I was doing the exact same thing I was doing last year, but I went through a lot more this year, but it's weird how I ended up in the exact same place. Like, jeez! Weird to think about.
Yeah, hopefully with a lot more
Hopefully, this time
wisdom.
next year, Imma be in a totally different place. If I'm still, pining to
I think
Radiohead
we will.
in
I
my
think
room.
we will. I mean, I have a good feeling about 2023. I mean, we were talking about this earlier, but there's like got a lot of personal signs about 2023 and you know, I think it's going to be a wild year, but like not bad wild, like good wild. I think
Like,
it's going to
really good,
be,
crazy things are gonna happen.
yeah, like I think it's going to be like super exciting and a lot of cool things are going to happen and a lot of cool things are going to happen for us.
I'm
I
craving
feel good about it.
excitement. Like, I need
Me
something big
too.
to happen because, like, I
Yeah.
don't know, I feel really stuck at the moment. Even though
Hmm.
I've talked about growth and I feel like all this, I do feel, like, stuck in a way. Like, I feel like I need something big to happen, and I feel
Yeah.
like it's gonna happen next year. I don't
Hmm.
know what it is, but it's a
I
coming.
feel like in a lot of ways I feel like prepared. I don't know. Like I think like the work I've done on myself, like I'm at this point where I'm like, okay, now I'm ready.
Right.
For what? I don't know. But it's like, and now I think about things and I'm like, yeah, I'm like ready, whatever that might be. Who knows? I mean, I got like an astrology message that was like, this is your last holiday season alone. So who knows? Maybe me being ready is going to be me getting a relationship.
Oh
That
my,
would be interesting.
that would be interesting.
Who knows?
Dang. Who knows? I hope the new year brings us a lot of new things and a lot
Yeah.
of good things and a lot of fun things. I hope this next year, well, for me, I always feel like odd years are better years for me. So
Hmm.
like Even though I did do a lot this year in 2022, I feel like I had a lot of bad luck and a lot of emotional baggage, and I
Yeah.
feel like that was due to it being an even year. It's like every even year I got some bullshit going on, but I feel like maybe next year, I don't know. Maybe it'll
Yes. I mean, for you, it's your 11th house profection year,
keep saying that.
which is like, because 2022 was my 11th house perfection
Yeah.
year. And look at all I experienced. And
No,
that's
for
supposed to be like the luckiest year.
my Taylor Swift 22.
Yeah. But like it's supposed to be like your luckiest years,
Yeah.
your perfection, your 11th perfection house. No, that's the wrong way. 11th house perfection year. But the thing is that and supposedly like 20, that's the reason why 23 is so, like the chaos year of like a lot of people going through it is because it's the 12th house perfection year, which is symbolizes like endings and like quote unquote death, but like spiritual death of like rebirth and stuff like that. But for me, it's like I don't have like a bad feeling about it, you know? Like for me, I'm
Yeah.
choosing to see it as like a good thing because I rebuke all of the like um things I've seen online where people are like, "Oh, to those of you that are turning 23, like good luck. It's like always the worst year." Like I rebuke that to be honest because
Yeah.
like I'm choosing to believe that it's going to be a great year for me, especially since like all of my astrology messages and all that have been pointing like especially the last couple of weeks, last couple of months, it's been like, oh, this next year is going to be like really great for your career and for love and stuff like that. And also 2023 is going to be the year of the rabbit, and I was born the year of the rabbit, so it's going to be a lucky year for me
I was born the
supposedly.
year of the snake, apparently. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. But it's and if you're also year of the pig and year of the rat, it's
Wow.
like those are the three: rabbit, rat, and pig in 2023 supposedly are going to be the luckiest zodiac. And I was born the year of the rabbit. So I'm very excited because also 2023 is a seventh numerological year, which is represented by Neptune, apparently, which is a planet that oversees like mysticism and prayer and faith and magic kind of stuff. So
Ooh.
it's so like your manifestations, and if you know you're sitting there daydreaming about a job you want or about someone you want to be with or about a wardrobe you want, whatever, like those daydreams, those quote unquote delusions are more likely to come true in this next year
Ooh, I
because
gotta
it's
stop
like a
thinking about my
charged
ex. Whew.
stop thinking about him. So it's like,
No.
and it's funny because like I sent that to you and I was like, oh, we're set because we're never not delusional.
No.
So be as delusional as you want this coming year because it's going to be supercharged with magic. And you know, look forward to it. I look forward to it. I'm excited for 23. I think 23 has been treating me well so far. And granted, I've only been 23 for almost a month.
But
So,
well, you started being 23 in Dublin, so that was a good
yeah,
kickoff to it, you know what I mean?
I started being 23 right after a concert in the middle of Dublin, and it was really fun. Um on the streets of Dublin.
I
And
remember that.
I spent my birthday drunk on a lot of great cocktails with a friend of mine, and that was fun. So yeah, and I don't know. I'm excited for the new year. I'm excited for 23.
It's
I
so
think it's going to be a great year for us.
Mhm. Me too. I'm really
Who
like
knows?
I'm positive. I'm always looking forward to the next year, to be honest. But I think that's a good
Mm-hmm.
thing to look forward to, you know? And I don't know, I hope a lot of just like good fortune comes our way. Please.
Yeah, I think so. I think it will. I already feel it. I don't know. Like I have this like anticipation that
Mhm.
something, great is gonna happen.
I'm
Maybe
trying not to
sometime
have
soon.
specific expectations, but I do hope I get a lot of closure. I hope I make
Yeah.
great, like, I don't know, friendships and like good, like,
Hmm.
relationships with people. Because I feel like I had a lot of bridges burned this year, so I'd like to have like
Yeah.
things be nice. I don't know,
Hmm.
like an open wave of communication for all.
Yeah. I hope that by this time next year, I'm able to look back on my year and like be like proud of it, like be
Yes.
like, wow, I did XYZ, I had so much fun. I am in a much better place. And like, I want to be able to look at my life this time next year, like at the end of 2023, and be like, yeah, like I was able to achieve all these things and I'm in a different place than I was at the start.
Yes.
So, as long as I'm in a different place than I was, then I think I'll be happy. Granted that that is a good place.
Yeah.
I
Well, that's my goal
think
for
it would be.
next year as well, to be in just like a
Yeah.
different place, even a different state of mind.
Yeah.
Plane of existence, man.
Yeah. Who knows?
Anywhere.
Maybe I'll get my
Here,
own
please.
place in 2023.
Oh, hopefully
That would be exciting.
it would be.
But yeah, so let's talk about okay.
Okay.
So what are your predictions for the new year? Because I was thinking of like predictions for like we did with our Spotify Wrapped episode. Like what are your
Oh,
predictions for
right.
like, you know, what you might be what music you might be getting into, what movies you're looking forward to, whether you see like different style or different haircut or
You
whatever it is. What do you think is you're
Let's
gonna go
you know what
through?
I think is gonna be a big trend? The like 60s space
Oh,
thing.
like mod?
60s mod, but more space-esque and more colorful. I feel like that's
Yeah.
gonna come into like the fashion world. I feel like we're
That's
gonna see a lot of
crazy.
that.
It's
Like I
funny you
don't
say that because I was just
Mhm.
looking at stuff like that and
Like
I've been in like a 60s moment. Like
colorful
I've felt that.
tights, like I don't know, like the 60s hair is definitely coming back. Like I don't know, it's
I've
coming.
been there. Listen,
Oh,
I've been on the
same. I
60s
know.
wave.
Me too. Yeah, same. But I feel like it's gonna be more space-esque, and I don't know why. I just feel
Space
like I'm in.
age.
Yeah, but
I
also
could see that.
60s. Yeah.
I've been in a very 60s state of mind. I've been very into those things. I've saved a lot of like those makeup looks to my Pinterest boards.
Right.
But I've also been on that wave for a while.
No, same. A lot of my inspo comes from like the 60s. It's
Yeah, like a lot of my clothes and stuff like that, I really like there's a very big 60s aspect to it. Um I can that's I can see that.
that
Um
in like ninth grade, I was so obsessed with the fucking 60s. I had like the haircut, I had the
mhm.
fucking clothes, the music. I gotta go back there because it's coming
Let's
back.
let's let's go back to the 60s.
Maybe.
No, like style
That's
wise.
how I was. Let's go back to the 60s. Oh, I like
No.
the word. No, they work in the
No, I don't want to go back to the 60s physically. I mean, like, let's go
yeah,
back to the 60s style wise.
for real. Well, a lot the style was good, the music was good. Everything
Everything else,
yeah,
you can
yeah,
keep it,
yeah.
history.
I don't know.
Um,
What are your predictions for like fashion stuff like that?
well, I definitely see where you're coming from with the 60s stuff. We're already kind of seeing it. I think I can kind of see like more whimsical and dramatic things are coming
Yeah,
back. Designers are kind of throwing minimalism and like really like bland things to the wind, and I see a lot of color now. A lot of people
yeah.
are
A
really
lot of
leaning
spiral,
into
I feel like
yeah.
wise.
And I think like I think like, rest in peace Vivienne Westwood, but
I cannot believe she fucking died. Can we just talk
oh,
about
I was so sad. I was so
well, okay.
sad.
I can't believe she died, but I thought she was dead for like 30 years. I thought she died like 30 years ago.
I'm crying, but
She was
like
born in
I feel like
1940. I mean,
I feel like Vivian Westwood, I feel like Mugler, I feel like um Gautier. I think like all those designers are gonna kind of dominate like
yeah.
those kind of
Oh,
houses
100%.
because
Yeah.
they're so like whimsical and fun and
There's something
they
about them. And there's a like a
yeah.
rebellious side to it as well.
Yeah, and especially Vivienne Westwood because she was like a pioneer of the punk movement in fashion.
Mhm.
I think that kind of whimsical, dramatic, theatrical type style is going to make its way back. I think people are very much phasing out like the Y2K. I think it's really
Oh,
at
that's
the end
dead.
now.
That thing's
I
yeah,
feel like
people
that's really
they're
dead
beating the
now.
dead horse with that one.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like actual Y2K.
No.
Because if it was, that would have been exciting. It was just like Paris Hilton Juicy Couture tracksuit. But like actual Y2K is more like Missy Elliott, you know?
Yeah.
And like robotic and like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, which would have been cool. And some people did play on that, but I think that is going to be like fully phased out and like,
Yeah.
and I
I
think,
could see that coming back in like 10 years.
yeah, well, that's like the natural progression of things though.
Yeah.
But it was fun for a bit, and then I feel like it just got a little monotonous, and people didn't like push the envelope as much as it should have been. Like it was like they were scared to, but like the whole point to the 2000s was that they were wacky and like strange, and people were wearing dresses with jeans, and like it didn't make any sense. So it's like I feel like it could have been redone in a better way, but now that's fully being phased out. I think a
Hmm.
lot of 60s and 70s influences are coming back, though they never really left. Um,
But I think they're more obvious now because I feel like
yeah, and
touch
it's
that
less of like the earth tone and more of like the bright and
color.
fun
Yeah.
and colorful one. I hope so. It'd
Mhm.
be
Yeah.
fun. I've been really into that style for years, and I only recently was able to actually develop a wardrobe that kind of plays into that because I make my own money. So I can actually, you know, lean into that. Um, I've personally been really into just wearing skirts and dresses all the time. They're like the most comfortable thing to wear
Yeah.
because like especially like the dresses that I like to wear because they're big and poofy. So it's like I just you just put it on and then you're like ready. And then like it just makes everything else so much easier. But I've been really into that. Also because I just haven't really found many pants that are really appealing to me, because I have jeans and stuff like that and I like to wear them, but jeans aren't for every day. Sometimes
Yeah.
I wake up and I'm like, I want to wear a specific type of pants, but I don't have that specific type of pants, so I can't wear it. But it's hard to find those.
Hmm.
And I don't even know what I'm looking for. I'm like, but yeah, trying to think. What do you think? Okay, music. Let's talk
Yeah.
about
I was about
music.
to say that music predictions. Can I tell you mine?
What?
So I think a trend that's gonna happen this upcoming year, I think that they're gonna like shy away from like the electronic sound or like the hyper pop kind of thing.
You
I
think
think
so?
that that's gonna become more niche and more its just own thing. But I feel like things are gonna be more stripped back. I feel like things are gonna be more just the instrument and the voice. So it's gonna be people
Mm,
like actually playing things rather than it being like generated by a computer. I feel
yeah.
like a lot of piano is gonna make like a big comeback and a lot of like well, I wouldn't say like sad music, but a lot of like dramatic kind of like sounds are gonna come in. I don't know. That's just my thought.
I I can see that. I feel like that's already kind of started,
Hmm.
you know? I think like I think live music is going to be a little bit uprooted. I can
Yeah.
see that kind of happening just because like it's reached a pinnacle where it's like ticket prices are too expensive, crowds are too volatile. I think it's already started happening, like people suing Ticketmaster and stuff like that. And I think that's gonna kind of like come to a head, I think, in the coming year. In terms of music sound, I agree. I think there's going to be a lot more leaning into like, in general, I think a lot more people have begun to lean into physical media, especially with the whole like HBO Max Discovery Plus debacle that happened. A
Yeah.
lot more people have really put like leaned into buying CDs, cassettes, vinyl, physical movies, and that's really cool, especially since like local places are probably, getting more of a customer base. Like I went to a record store earlier this week and there were so many people in there. It was crowded in there.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I've never been in a record store that was
Mm.
crowded.
That's good
And
if they keep
that
it.
was cool. Like I was literally like I had a moment where I was like, oh my God, there's so many people in here. And I was like annoyed, but then I was like, wait, there are so many people in here. And it was like people that were young. It wasn't like older people. Like usually you go into a record store, you see like one or two people in their 20s, and then you see like a bunch of people in like their 40s or 50s. But it was like a lot of younger people, and there were so many people in there, and it was like energetic, and people were chatting and stuff like that, and parents were in there with kids and stuff like that, and it was cool, and I was like, oh my God. But I really like I really see this like big 180 happening of like people really pushing towards physical media and stuff like that, which I think is cool, and just physical versions of like, instead of text messages, letters,
I,
and I think that's, what was that?
I love that.
Yeah, and I think that's really cool, because I really like, I think that's a good thing to come back, and because letters and physical media, there's a lot more like emotion behind them, and I don't know, like I love Spotify, but I've really been like going through my whole collection of vinyl and just listening to them, and it's been like a really great experience. It's been fun
I
and it's exciting.
I really think that a lot of people are gonna phase out of technology for this upcoming year. Not in general,
Yeah.
like entirely, but I really feel like people, like you said, are gonna do physical things, gonna be
Yeah.
living their
I
life.
think
Like I
exactly. I
feel like
think
well, I'm seeing it now. I feel like less people are on their phones than they
mhm.
have been in the past because I feel like everything's depressing when you go online.
Yeah, and I feel like people like everything on like Twitter, especially with the whole Elon Musk thing, I think that's really annoyed
But it was never
people.
the same after that. I've been
No,
using it since Elon.
like I only really stay on there because I have a lot of friends that are
Friends,
overseas, and
and
that's how I keep.
memories and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I like using it. Like I like using it as like a public, it's not even public. I have a
It
private
feels like
account.
the vibe just like
Yeah, but it's like it's really different. A lot of people are like lessening their, and I've seen this happening over time, but I think especially recently a lot of people have been pulling back from social
right.
media. And this whole Elon Musk thing and like just the Twitter thing have really pushed people to do that faster.
Yeah.
Um, like me, this time last year, I had like deleted a bunch of social media accounts, went private,
I
like
remember.
purged all of my accounts, and like it made my experience online so much nicer. I got rid of TikTok, I got rid of my alternate Twitter accounts. I like slimmed down my followers and following on Instagram. And I literally only, like, the only social media I use is Twitter, Instagram, and like maybe Pinterest, which is like the least social media, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's been so much nicer, and I am only still on those to, like I said, keep in touch with people that I'm friends with that are not down the street from me, that I don't have the numbers for. So like, yeah, so it's like I feel like there is going to be a huge turnaround of like people being like, you know what? I don't need these things. It's like that it's just reached a head where it's like people are sick, people are tired of it. But it sucks because it's like people are still on there because it is a great like organizing tool and like um educating tool, and people getting info and organizing and saving money for people and like charities and stuff like that. It's great for that, but I think it's just gotten so out of whack that people are sick of it. They're done. And they're done of like the corporations running these things, you know, essentially having their lives in their hands.
Yeah. But I also
So,
feel like things have been just like so obvious lately, like I don't know, with the corporations and stuff like that, that it makes everything just like less appealing. Like you can
yeah.
see that you're being advertised to constantly on like
Yeah.
social media, on everything. Like you're scrolling on Instagram, every two posts is a fucking ad. And it's ads from them listening
I
to your
it's
fucking
like
voice. And
it's
it's
like
like, oh, I would
every
never give it.
other
And then it's on there and it's
every
like
other
real
tweet I
quick.
see is
I
a
hate
promoted
it.
tweet. It's so annoying.
And it's just like I feel like since it's so obvious these days, it's pushing people away.
Yeah, it's like doing the opposite of what the companies want.
Yeah. They
But
gotta start hiding that shit and subconsciously putting it in people's heads like they used to. Like the good old days.
yeah, like the good like the golden years.
Yeah.
But
Start
yeah,
whispering into our ears while we're sleeping.
yes. But like okay, so personally, what do you see trends for yourself? Music, style, whatever.
Honestly, I don't know for myself because I always gravitate towards something different. Like, here's the
Yeah.
thing, I love being pretentious. I feel like whatever I'm into, that's what people are into like a year later. Like
I kind of feel that though, but I
people
feel
are
like
into things when I'm into them, and then when I'm done with it, they're like all in it. They're like,
no, I see that. I could kind of see that. Like
mhm.
because I feel like the same is for me, but it's not like in a pretentious way. It's like there's a track record.
Yeah, no, but like I have this theory that we're like the beta testers.
Oh,
Like
we're
for the
just like on a different wavelength.
no, literally that's what I think because like I always get like the shit before everybody else. I'm like, "Oh my God, yeah."
Yeah.
And then
Well,
like
like you said, like the 60s thing, like I've been on the 60s wave
yeah,
since
same.
like I was a kid. And so like I've really been that kind of thing. So it's like seeing people
Yeah.
into that
Oh
or
my God.
artists.
I hate when shit from when I used to love as like as a kid becomes popular now and everyone's so on it now. That's like the worst feeling ever. Because I'm pretentious. Because I'm a hipster. Is that what it
Oh,
is?
I guess maybe.
That's what
But
people used to say. I don't know.
yeah. But like I don't know. Personally, I'm I promised myself that I would like really fully lean into like my personal style because it is whimsical, it is out there, and like there is still like a piece of me that is like judgmental towards myself and like I still need to build up that confidence of like I can wear this in public, it's fine.
I have a
It's
question for you though.
what?
Okay, we're about the same shape and size. How do you find clothes that fit? Because I cannot even shop for clothes anymore. If I go into a store, the bottoms don't fit, the top doesn't fit. I'm too short. My top is
Honestly,
weird.
when
I'm
it
shaped
comes
like
like
a gremlin.
the only jeans, for example, that I found fit me in the waist and lengthwise that I choose to cuff
Yeah.
rather than have been from Garage.
Okay.
They
I
fit me
don't
lengthwise. Well, like you could
I don't
probably
I didn't
like
get online though.
yeah, and like yeah. So and their jeans are pretty comfortable and lightweight. Like they're not like thick jeans and like Levi's are like heavyweight.
Yeah.
But they're really comfortable. I wear those all the time. I love those. Like I need to get some more because I love them. And I had just have like the standard medium wash. Um, it really takes some looking. Unfortunately, like I have a pair of jeans that I got from Urban that I had to get tailored.
Mhm.
Um, that fit me in the waist. For me, it's like either I find things that fit me like with dresses, either I find things that fit me in the waist or I find things that fit me in the bust. And if I look for my size in bust, I'm like an extra small or like a 0 or a 2. But if I find things that fit me in the waist, I'm a 4. So, you know, because I have a small chest, but then I have like bigger hips.
Yeah, we're
And I
shaped
have
the
a
same. I have that too.
yeah, so it's like it's
And it's
annoying.
hard finding bottoms for that because we have big, like, waists, but, like,
Yeah.
we're shapely in that area, but then our legs are short. So
Yeah.
it's like
So that's why I do tend to lean towards like baby doll dresses.
Yeah, because they fit better.
Yeah, and it's like, and
They sit in the right places.
exactly, and it's a lot more comfortable.
Yeah,
Like,
I
especially
agree.
if you're going out to dinner, like I don't have to worry about, like I've never really liked fitted dresses just because I don't really like the feeling of like having something like stuck to me. But
Yeah.
that's why I always go for baby doll dresses because it's more fitted in the bodice, and
Mhm.
that is comfortable for me because we both have a smaller chest, but then it like billows out. A lot of my dresses are like that. And I think they look cute. They look cute on people of our stature, you
Mhm.
know? And we can wear them because we are shorter, so they don't hit as high, so they're not as short on us. Um, so yeah, so it's just about getting like the right cut of things. And
Yeah.
I know a lot of brands have like petite versions of their clothes, so I've never really tried that.
Yeah, that's what I
Um,
was thinking. Cause like, well, the store I work at, we have a whole petite section, and
mhm.
I'm like, I don't know if I should try the clothes because I feel like since we're
Well, they
shape.
have a lot of cute clothes there.
Yeah, that's true.
I used to get a lot of my clothes from that store.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
I'm
I like the clothes. There's some that I like, but then like half of them are like
yeah,
old clothes too, so it's like hit or miss. But like, I don't know. I might try something there. Maybe the pants, because they have like Levi's but
yeah.
petite and stuff like that. So I'm like, maybe I should do that.
Well, Uniqlo also has a lot of great stuff. Like I got a bunch of these wool skirts from Uniqlo. I have to get them tailored a bit because I went with what the website had as their sizing and they're a little loose in the waist.
Oh,
So I have to get that fixed. But they're like really nice. I like a lot of Uniqlo stuff and they're pretty good quality. So if you want to check them out as well.
I'll check them out. You know what I was just thinking?
Wow.
I feel like a lot of like 90s music is gonna come back,
Oh,
but also
100%.
it's gonna be okay. I feel like a lot of like Oasis shit is gonna trend. Which
No.
is weird, but I feel like that's gonna come back. But also, like, Fiona Apple's been trending, like her kind of
Hmm.
stuff, but that kind of vibe. But also, I feel like it's gonna like creep its way into how new music sounds. So, like, what I was talking about before, less computers, but more like I feel like back then it was more like guitars and people were trying to like, I don't know. I feel like something like that.
Hmm.
More stripped back.
Yeah. Well, for me personally, I've been like really bumping a lot of I've been listening to like a lot of The Cure and I've been listening to Jeff
Oh yeah.
Buckley and I was listening to Leonard Cohen and Richard Hawley, Fiona Apple, obviously. So I've been listening to a lot of that kind of music of like it's like a little slower, a little melancholy. Elliott Smith is another one. Just like a little like raw, more raw. I hope that comes back. That'd be such a great sound. I kind of miss that sound. As if I wasn't born in 1999.
Can I give my unhinged opinion on The Cure?
Am I gonna be upset about it?
Oh, you will. You're gonna hate it. Well, okay. I like The Cure. I have tons of their music saved. I've been listening to The Cure for years, right? I cannot stand how Robert's voice sounds. It literally makes me want to rip my ears out. He sounds like he's whining.
Really?
I hate his voice. I literally cannot stand it. He
I
ruins.
love his voice.
I know, and he has a very unique voice, but for some reason, like I have to turn that shit off sometimes. Like I'll be
Are you
listening to
like
their
really?
albums.
Are
I'll
you
be
sure
listening.
you're thinking of Robert Smith and not Morrissey?
No, they both sound like shit. Sometimes I have to turn the Smiths off too.
Well, Morrissey sounds more like shit.
Sounds like fucking SpongeBob.
My mom hates Morrissey.
His voice, anyways, both annoying. But Robert, like, I don't know what it is, but to me, it literally irritates me, his voice.
I love his voice. That's
I know
interesting.
he does have a very like unique voice, and I understand why people like it, but for some reason, it angers me. Friday, I'm in love. Like, shut the fuck up, please.
Oh my God.
I don't know. That's my little, but I'm a big fan of them, and I listen to their music a lot. But like,
That's so
I don't
funny.
know. I made this playlist like a year ago, and I used to have like a lot of their music in it, and I just be like, turn that shit off. But anyway, no, but they're good. I love the
That's
Cure.
so funny. Yeah.
That was just
I
playlist.
think, yeah, I think that'll, yeah, I think that'll come back. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully we're gonna get another Arctic Monkeys album in 2023?
I do not think so. I think
I
that
think so. They already start.
that is
It's already been like
ridiculous.
worked on. They said they were already like working on it.
They
Like,
said that about the car too.
well, that was different because they started working on it, and then COVID happened.
Well, yeah, I don't even think COVID had like a toll on it. I think it
No,
was.
it did. No, it literally did. They
I
said that
think
in
it would have took that
interviews.
long anyway. Just knowing
I
them.
don't think so. No, because they said that, well, because they started working on it like after they were touring for Tranquility Base, and then like they had already started work on it. Like apparently
Oh,
they
but
had
like
already
she
started
said,
like
she
getting
said
into like the
bullshit.
studio, jamming and like figuring out what they wanted to do, some ideas, and then COVID happened, so that was the whole thing where they had to work in a certain way
Yeah.
because like they had to find ways to do it, and then they were able to meet in person.
All I'm hearing is excuses.
I I'm not making excuses. I'm
No,
literally
they are.
repeating
They're always
word
like,
for word. Listen, we know that they take for fucking ever to release an
yeah.
album. But to be honest, I would rather that
No, me too. I like
because
when artists take a long time because I
yeah,
feel like it pays off.
that's
Because
why
I
like
hate
I
when
yeah,
people are
like
releasing albums like that. It's
oh,
like, how are you even doing?
inhaler.
Well, true,
But like
but like
not
for
even.
someone like Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift drops like a million.
Oh, please.
I
Okay.
like Taylor
My
Swift a lot. I'm
my
one of her biggest fans. Well, I wouldn't say I'm one of her biggest fans, but I am like a heavy listener of her. But I
my
feel like you could tell by that last album that shit needs to stop. She needs to take a break.
okay, here's the thing with Taylor Swift. I don't really listen to Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
And by I don't really listen, not at all. I
yeah.
don't have anything against her. Um, she's just not really on my radar. I never see the thing is I saw a tweet about this and it's so true. I feel like with Taylor Swift, by this time, by my age, I feel like I would have already have had like listened to her and liked her in high
Yeah.
school to actually be a fan now. Because now if I tried listening to her, like I'm so beyond that like I couldn't, you know. Have I
Yeah.
heard some I know what she sounds like. Okay, I've heard some of her songs, but I just don't actively listen to her.
Well, you know what you should listen to? August. That's a really
I
good
see
song.
I know that I've probably heard it, but I don't have
It's a really
any
good one.
interest in like listening to her music. A lot of people have been telling me that like I should
Well, listen to
listen to
August.
like
I'll put you on
folklore and stuff
something.
like that.
It's from
But like
Folklore, I think.
yeah, like because that's a more like quote unquote indie album.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't feel like I just don't think like I could actually give her the time of day that I would have had I tried to listen to her when I was in like high school and middle school. I would have had to have listened to her
But
then.
then again, I feel like, hear me out with that. I feel like the kind of music she was making when you were in high school is very different than the music she makes now.
Well, the music she was making when I was in like middle
It
school,
was like 1989, stuff like that, right?
when did that come out?
That came out in like 2013.
Yeah. That was when I was in middle school.
Which the album kind of a slay. But anyway, I don't know. I've been listening to her since I was like 7, so I feel like
Yeah, like I
like
feel like I would have had to have listened to her for like most of my life in order
yeah.
to actually be a fan now. So I'm not saying this out of like a place of hate. I really don't give a
No, I
shit.
know. No, because it's
I don't
very
really
easy to
think
say, like,
about her.
I feel like if
But
you don't
like
grow up on her, you won't get it. Like I feel like
exactly.
you have to like
Exactly.
grow with her. You know what I mean?
Like
And it's
I
easy
like
to say
that's
like
one
I
of the
don't get a
reasons
lot of the
why I
content.
like Arctic Monkeys is that like I've been listening to them for 10 years. Like I've been an Arctic Monkeys fan since I was like 12 or 13. So it's like that is a very different band for me. You know, like I have been listening to them for a very long time. But anyway, so I'm just giving that disclaimer. I don't want the Taylor Swift fans on me. I
No,
don't hate
I
her.
feel
I have
you.
literally nothing against her. But as an outside looking in, someone who like doesn't really listen to her, doesn't really
Yeah.
think anything of her, I don't really one of the things that like turns me off of her is like how frequently she releases an album.
It's like
And
a
I feel
product.
like yeah, it really I feel like one it's like do you ever rest? Like I she needs like I feel like as an artist you need to rest, you
Yeah.
know? Two like I can't imagine, and this isn't me calling her like a bad songwriter or anything, but I can't imagine like the quality of like work you can put out if you're just constantly putting work out, you know? Like
Yeah.
it's
Well,
very
you could
much
tell by
like
her last
quality over
album, that's
quantity.
like her last
Oh,
album was really
yeah, I
good.
heard
You
not.
saw some of the lyrics probably trending. That was
Yeah.
like her worst. I mean, there was like
Yeah, and
one or
it's
two
like,
songs in there that like I did like, but like the songwriting was so bad compared to like some of the newer stuff she's released. So it's like
yeah. I've seen a
give it a
lot of
break.
people
The Check
that
is
were
now
like
softer.
hardcore fans of hers be like, this is not it. And I think the whole thing is that like she also kind of like monopolizes like physical sales because she released
God.
like so many
No,
versions of that
for
album.
that album, actually, you want to hear something fucking insane? Each version made like a clock till midnight. So there was like 12 different versions that you like people would get.
Or were they even different?
I think maybe there were different colors, but like the covers were all different to make the clock. Yeah, I
See,
went
I
to a
just feel
record
like
shop and then this lady was like, "We have them all. We have all the editions." And I'm like, "Okay, girl, calm down."
that's so
It's too
excessive.
much. It's too much.
Like
And like
when I
she
saw
has
that,
merch upon merch upon merch, and it's like
yeah, I
that's
just
when it
feel
becomes
like
a product, and it's like, how much money does Miss Taylor Swift need to fuel her fucking jets?
Ooh. But it's like,
Anyway,
you know,
I say this
when
as
I
a fan
like
of
I
her,
think, but it's like, it's good to have these criticisms because it's like on one hand, and not to compare them because they're not even near like they're not the same type of artist, they're not even the same genre. But it's like you look at Arctic Monkeys where they only have like a few things on their website, and I think they had like different versions for like different areas.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they could have more. Arctic
They
Monkeys,
could. They
their
could
merch
easily
is
have
kind of
more,
shitty
but
half the
like,
time, so
well,
I'm
that's
like,
why I'm comparing them
yeah,
with her because she has an excess and they have
they
like
have
such,
a
they have
minimal
a
amount. Yeah,
very limited amount of merch, which I kind of prefer because I feel like sometimes I look at like, sometimes I see tweets about her stuff and I'm like overwhelmed. Like
no, for
if
sure.
I was a fan of hers, I would not know what to get. But Arctic Monkeys, like when the sales for the car went up, like the physical album, they had like the silver edition, which I got, and then like they had like a record store day or like a
Yeah,
special version for like local record stores. And I know a friend of mine, like she got her album in a record store.
yeah,
And the whole thing was that you could only get these
in the record
versions
store.
at a record store or
Yeah,
online on
from a
the
record store.
websites for the record stores. And it's like a custard version. I know because I have it. It's like a custard colored version. And she said that she went to go get it and they gave her like free merch along with it. Like they gave her like a free tote bag and like a t-shirt and stuff like that.
Well,
And I was like, oh my God, like that's so cool. But they do that. Arctic Monkeys do that with a lot of their records where they like release like a record store version.
yeah,
So that's cool because it kind of like brings traffic into record
yeah.
stores. But it's like those are like the only two versions really. And
I
then
feel
like a
like
standard
okay.
version.
I feel like every artist should never have more than three versions of a record,
Yeah.
unless it's like a
I
special
think that's
edition like
like,
years later. But like, I really think that you don't need like more than three
oh, like
different.
anniversary editions.
Yeah, that's like a different thing. But like,
Marina did like a 10-year
which was
anniversary of
cool.
Electro
I
Heart,
like
which I
that.
have, and it's so sick. But it's
Yeah.
like she has like the extra songs on there. She did like a whole thing, And
Yeah.
like Arctic Monkeys, maybe they'll do that for AM. Who knows? That's coming up on its 10 year.
Oh,
But they
but
didn't do that for the other albums. Yeah, that's turning 10 this year. AM is turning 10 in September.
on my way to the nursing home.
I know, please.
Jeez.
I remember hearing those songs when they were first coming out.
Mhm. That's
But
crazy.
like I agree though. I think my one thing that I don't like about what Taylor Swift does is that I feel like she just is constantly releasing something and it's like it's overwhelming.
Yeah, but
I
it's
feel like
nice
it's
when people take their time. And I think that's something she
yeah,
does.
that's why
I've said this before publicly, but I think she does need to take a break. Besides, like
yeah.
re-releasing albums, that's a totally different thing.
Oh yeah, that's
I love
different.
that she's doing that. She needs to do Speak Now, like right
Hmm.
now, because that's my favorite.
Didn't she
Anyway,
already?
no, I
Oh
don't think
no.
it comes out. That's when that one comes out.
She did one of her earlier ones. Was that
She
Fearless
did
then?
Fearless. Yeah, that one was very good. Actually, I
But
like the
she's
re-release of Red. That one was really good.
yeah.
I
But
don't
like
know.
I just feel like
What can I buy?
I do like the covers better now.
Oh, me too.
I
They're
think the
more
covers
like
are a lot better.
artistic. Cause last time, I mean, she was like a country pop artist, so like,
Yeah, and she was like younger, so.
yeah,
And
it's
it was
kind of fun.
they're definitely like the covers, you look at them and you see the time that they came out in,
Oh,
you know.
for sure. I do
But
like, but
yeah,
like,
like I really feel like a lot of artists should take their time. Like I would rather wait a few years for an
hopefully that's a
album.
trend coming in 2023.
Yeah, but like
No one
coming
released
back
anything
to
in
like
2023. Nobody released anything.
Help and Halo are literally releasing something in February.
Wait, it's coming out in February?
Yeah, February.
Why did I think it was coming out in like the summer?
I don't know.
They should wait till the summer.
I'm so
It
conflicted.
sounds like a summer
What
album.
do you think is what do you think is that's gonna sound like?
It's gonna be a summer album, like the sound.
It's
But
gonna
like,
sound like a summer album, you think?
yeah, I think so. Cause like, I don't know, what I get is like poppity, like
Oh God, I
upbeat.
hope not.
But
I
okay,
like
okay, wait a minute though. Here's one thing that I did kind of like get about it. It does sound like really gimmicky, but like also like that TV like show promo they've been doing kind of goes with the gimmicky kind of
oh, like camp.
like it's
Like it's kind of
campy.
campy.
Yeah, so maybe that's like the thing they were
They
doing with
have
the
been leaning
album.
into that. They have like those like special versions of like cassettes or something
No, that's
that
what
it's
I'm
like
saying,
if
and it
you
looks very
like they
cute.
have the different versions. They have like a Rob and Orion version and then they have like a Josh
Yeah,
and
I
Eli
saw
version,
this.
which is like kind of funny. Like I saw them and they were like really funny because they had like the little slogans. Like I
Mhm.
think Eli's was like, "Would you buy a used car from this man?" And it's like
Yeah.
really stupid. Like I was like,
Oh,
"That's so
so
funny." And
like
then
from that POV, I'm kind of enjoying that. Like that
oh,
kind
I
of
when I
eased my
saw that,
mind.
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
"Oh my God, this is so funny!" Like I saw that and I was like, "That's hysterical!"
I
Like,
want
what
the
was
album to be
Josh's?
good.
Josh's was like some kind of like Bill Nye type of science program, which that was so funny. I was like, if they did, I would like actually watch that.
No, for
Like
real. They need to
it was
release more
it
stuff
was
like that.
funny.
Like, I don't know. Well, they're all very funny and have like really big personalities. So
Yeah, they're all like
maybe,
really like they seem
yeah,
like really like fun. They don't take themselves too
seriously at
seriously.
all. No. But they're serious
But
about music. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's
but the
the thing,
thing
like, why
is
are they
oh,
releasing
and
like
then
this
they
song?
had then they did like a special version of the vinyl where it was like Eli doodled it or something.
Oh.
What was that? Yeah, they released like the actual disc, I want to say, was like it had all these like drawings that Eli did. Like he drew out a design for the actual disc and it looked sick as hell. Like I saw it, it was like all
I
black
gotta
and
see
white.
that.
I
Okay,
have to
have they
find it and send it to you because I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "Damn it." And I couldn't like it was so cool. It's such like a display vinyl. Like it's
Mhm.
like all intricate. Oh my God, I have to
Oh,
find it and send it to
yeah,
you.
no, you
It's
gotta send
so
that to me.
sick. It was so sick. I was like, "Oh my God, I love that."
Have they
But it
mentioned
like
that they're gonna release another single, or are we just gonna get the album next? Because I feel like I need
they've
another
been so
single.
silent. They have not said anything.
I don't know, cause like these are the days, hated it, not a fan. And what
Love
was
Will
the
Get You
other
There
one?
was okay.
Love
Love
will
Will Get
get
You
you.
there.
What is it?
Love
Love
Will
will
Get
get you.
You there.
Yeah,
That's
that
the one
like
that
that
was
one's
the
kind of
whole
more
song. That was the
fun.
song with the TV show
Yeah, that
video.
one's a little bit more fun. I didn't like it that much, but at the same time, it wasn't as bad as These Are the Days.
I
But
can say those two songs do sound a lot better live.
okay, good to know. But
I
honestly,
like
I
they
feel
were
like
playing.
they could sing like the worst song ever live, and it would sound really good.
Yeah, true.
'Cause they're all
they
very
they're
talented.
really great. So they put on a good show.
They do, yeah, and they have good stage presence
But
and
I
all.
feel like oh yeah. But I feel like I like really want them to do something like gritty. I
Oh,
think they need to
we've
like do
been saying,
something like
we've been saying.
they need to release an album that sounds like there's no other
They need
place.
some like no, listen, they need some Sex Pistols type shit. Like something
Not the Sex
raw.
Pistols.
Like I want something evil. Like I
I
want
feel
something
like
literally rambunctious.
yeah.
I want something
I need them to be like crying, screaming, throwing up in the studio.
no for real. I need them to be like ripping the walls down. Like
Oh my
I
God,
don't
no,
know.
but like I'm trying to
Breaking
think like
instruments. Like we need the
oh
drama.
my God.
We need the
I need drama. I need like I feel like
it's in them though. That's the thing. I
they
know
could. That's the
it
thing.
is.
They
And
literally
they
could.
like that kind of music too. So it's like
Yeah, because like they put that shit on like the playlist that they make and stuff like that.
and they have every fucking resource to make that kind of music.
Please. Oh my God.
That's why I'm like, why are they making this poppity shit when they could be making like some really
That's okay.
raw?
Here's the thing. I'm like, drop the boys next door type shit,
Because nobody
please.
like literally all their fans are not into that kind of thing. Like I feel like I don't know, like that's gonna keep them having like a really young fan base. I guess that's kind
Bro,
of the goal for like the marketing team because the younger the fan base, the longer they stay a fan.
I
But like,
guess. But like
they're gonna start losing
everyone's
people.
into fucking Jeff Buckley now. You know, like everyone's into
Yeah.
Fiona Apple now. Jeff Buckley, Nirvana, Radiohead, the Chili Peppers, Elliott
We want
Smith.
something real. We
Like
want some like
really, like you
real
can
deep
like
shit.
they can hold back on the fucking boy next door throwing pebbles at the bedroom window. Like,
'Cause to be
let's
honest,
kiss at the
like
school dance. Like, shut the fuck up.
no,
I'm over
genuinely,
it.
like I cannot name like a band besides them that are doing that and that are succeeding.
Yeah, like, but I feel like they're gonna plateau if they keep doing it.
No, that's what I'm saying. So I'm just like, I cannot see them succeeding further with this kind of sound. Like if they keep
Yeah,
the second album's gonna do well. I actually don't think it's gonna do as good as the first
it's
album.
all sold out. Like, it's
Oh,
been
is it?
sold out. Like, it's that you can't, like, the vinyls are all sold out. They're not, it's not gonna do poorly.
But I feel like okay, critically, well, I guess the critics are gonna love it because they're like Bono's son, Bono's son. Anyway, but
No, okay, but hear me
critically,
out. Okay, hear me out. I would not want to be Bono's kid and be a singer. Because
no,
like, holy shit.
he's got too
Oh
much
my
power.
God. You look at that body of work,
No, I know.
please, the Joshua Tree, like the Unforgettable Fire. Please don't ask me why I know the two albums. But it's like, oh my boy, like
The one
you
they put on
cannot.
the iPhone, the one they put in everyone's iPhone.
That was, I'm sorry, but that was not a good album.
No, it wasn't, and it used to scare me
I was more mad that it was a lackluster album than I was at the
that
fact
it
that
was like on your phone.
it
But
was
I would be
on.
so mad. At the time, I'd be trying to get to my other music, and I'm like, what is this? One day I
I
got like,
saw it. You know what? This is so funny, actually. I have such a funny anecdote about that album. I saw it and I just assumed that I got it. Like, I was like,
you're like,
okay.
when did I get
I
a
was
new
like, oh, maybe I
album?
did. And then I listened to it and I was like, oh, I only liked one song from that album.
I was
Sorry.
scared. I thought my phone was broken or I was hacked. I was
I
like
did not like the
walking to the bus.
cover. I didn't
I
like the
have
album.
like a deep traumatic memory from that because
That's
I
so
genuinely
funny.
thought that like my phone was broken, and I'm like,
I do
"What's
think
on there? What's going on?"
I do think that people like really inflated that though. Like, it was
But
not the end of the
yeah.
world. It literally was not that big of a deal.
But that
But
shit was so funny. It's
like,
like,
he's apologized twice for it, which is so funny. But like, I like getting back to Inhaler, I do not envy his position.
no,
But like, that's another thing, is that like that would push me to want to do weird shit, you know?
actually,
Like,
I do envy his position because I would love to be a nepotism baby.
well,
That's
no,
guaranteed.
but I don't envy constantly being compared to
Oh
like one of
no.
the greatest vocalists in the world.
But
One of
here's
the
the
most
thing, it's gonna be
famous,
hard.
iconic 80s entities in
Listen,
the
you have
world.
to understand that Eli looks like his father. Eli
He
even
kind of is fucked a little bit. Like,
no,
he's
he
kind of fucked.
literally is very similar, and their music isn't too far off from U2's.
He sounds like
So
him
it's like,
too.
I mean, I get the comparisons,
No, I get it, but it's
but
like
that
the
sucks. I
pressure that kind of
know.
puts on you is like
Yeah.
sucky, you know?
I
Because
feel
like,
bad for the guys
on
who
a
work for the band too.
yeah, because I feel like that would kind of push, personally, if I was in that position, that would push me to like go so far outside the box, to balls to the wall,
Right?
fucking bizarre as hell. I
Right?
would do every weird thing
Like a
in the book.
rebellion.
Yeah, and it's like, it's not, it wouldn't be out of like spite. It wouldn't be out of like any sort of malicious intent. It would just be
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay, you want to compare." It would be like a
You know what I
challenge.
would
It's like,
release?
okay,
I'd release These Are the Days.
I really don't like that song.
No,
I
me
feel
neither.
bad. It's
That's the
really like,
rebellion.
that
These
is really
are
no. Oh
these
God,
are
if that's the
the
rebellion,
days.
get like, oh my God.
I
I
thought A
just
Night on
feel
the
like,
Floor was the
I
rebellion.
think that's a good song though.
On the floor.
That's such a good song. But like, I want them to release an album that sounds like There's No Other Place, because that is such a good fucking song. That's like one of their best songs.
No, you want them to release an album that sounds like Oklahoma. Ew.
Throwback. No. But like, okay, but the stripped back nature of that song is good and it sounds
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
Like if they were to like do an album that's like, because that kind of like reminds me of like a 90s song.
Yeah, no, I get
Oh, so if they have the capability of releasing like a grungier, grittier, stripped back type of album, and it would sound good live. It would sound amazing live.
Dude, but like think about
I'm
what
like
Josh could
I'm like
listen, think
frustrated.
about what Josh could do with the guitars if they did something
Oh my
different.
God, think about
Like
what
it could sound
Rob
like
could
a
do.
sexy fucking guitar,
And
like
it would
woo!
be so sexy. It would be
No, that's what
so
I'm
cool.
saying. Why do they
And
like
like every single one of them would excel. They would have the opportunity to like really fucking like flex on everyone, you know?
Mhm.
Like Rob would be able to do some funky shit on the bass.
Oh, for sure.
Ryan would get to do some cool shit percussion. Josh would get to do some cool shit with the guitar. Eli
Oh
could
my
probably
God,
pump
wait.
out some fucking
Listen,
vocals.
listen. Do you think the reason they don't is because Josh is the only one who really knows how to play his instrument?
Oh my, you're really ragging on Eli.
Well, no, if you think
This
about
is
it,
like
Josh
the
is
I
more,
hate Eli show right now.
no, it's not, no, no, but you gotta listen, you gotta understand. Josh is more talented on the guitar. That's why he's the main guitarist. But like
He
they've
is.
even said it
I'll agree with
themselves.
that.
They've even said it themselves. I don't know. I mean, I really don't
Well,
know.
Eli's been playing a lot more recently.
Okay. Did he
And
tell you that himself?
yeah, he paid me.
Yeah.
He Venmoed me like $500 to say no, I'm just kidding.
Well, no, they're all very serious about playing, and
Yeah,
they're
and I mean I can say like he was kind of shredding it when I saw them in Dublin. I was like
yeah. I'd
I was
imagine
like, oh, someone's been taking no, I'm just kidding. But like
that
it's clearly like you can tell like he's been really honing that.
working it.
Yeah, like they've acknowledged it, like you said, so it's like he's probably working on it.
And they
Josh
can
is
get
the
better
more
usually.
superior player, but like also they're at the beginning of their career, so
Yeah, they only
like
have one album out.
if you look at Arctic Monkeys, like if you hear the stuff that they're doing now and you compare it to the stuff that they were doing in their first album, like yeah, their first album sounds really quote unquote lackluster, you know? So it's like
I
when you
wouldn't say
compare
that.
it,
I feel like if you actually listen to the like their first album has a lot of like interesting things for the
it has a lot
time.
of interesting things, but it's
Yeah.
not like the most advanced things. Like you listen to it and like when you compare it to like their sound now, there is a sort of refinement and a sort of expertise that you can hear now. But it's like back like of
But
course
I
it
feel like in a way
sounds
that's never mind. I'm not gonna get into that.
but it's like and this is just my opinion, but
Yeah.
especially as someone that's not as like familiar with the guitar, like when I listen to like the earlier Arctic Monkeys albums, it's very flashy. Like it sounds a lot more exciting than I think it is technically. Like it's like when you really listen to it, like I'm and this is not me saying that it's bad. I think they're great. Like they're fun
Well,
songs
you
and
could say you don't like the first album because I know you don't like the first
well,
album.
it's my least favorite. Like, but I don't think it's a bad album,
I
you
love.
know? I think it's a good album and I love it, but it's like it's not my favorite of theirs. But it's like when you compare it to something like some parts on AM or some parts on Tranquility Base or some parts on the car,
Yeah.
it's like you can hear that 20 years of experience or that nearly 20 years of experience and you can hear that refinement and it's like it kind of I'm not saying that it makes the
Yeah.
first album sound bad, but you
Wait,
can it is a very big
do
difference.
you ever think that the refinement can sometimes take away from the art of it though?
No.
I think that that's my opinion. I think sometimes the flaws or like the
Well,
experimentalness,
I don't think it's flawed. I don't think the unrefinement is
the
flaws.
quirkiness, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like
I
it's
think
just like
sometimes
an
when
it's like
things
an
are too refined, it takes away from the art of it.
well, I don't think Arctic
It goes
Monkeys
more into a skill than an art.
see I
It
see it
could be
as
both.
more like I don't think it's like overly refined.
Yeah.
Like the car still had like a like how do I explain this? It still had like a genuine feel to it, you know? Like it didn't feel too buttoned up. You know, like I wasn't listening to it feeling like, oh, they've changed. I was listening to it and it still felt personal. It still felt genuine. It still felt real and it still felt them. Like you could tell that they put everything that they had behind that and that you everything that they put out, like you can tell that they are behind it 100%. It's just different, you know? I can just hear the amount of time that they've been in the music industry. It's just like a sort of expertise that you develop from playing an instrument for nearly 20 years, that it's like it just sounds a certain way, you know? You can hear that dedication and stuff like that. But then and also like I could just hear their age, you know, like I can hear the maturity and stuff like that. You listen to earlier albums and they sound like a couple of like 19, 20-year olds just like having fun. But now they sound like nearly 40-year olds still having fun, but like doing it in their own way and just like chilling out and jamming out and making the music that they want to make. Like when I say refined, I just mean like very literally in the sense
Yeah.
that they've worked and honed these skills and now are able to do things in a certain way that it sounds like these that you can hear like, yeah, this guy has been playing guitar for upwards of 20 years. This guy has been playing bass for upwards of 20 years. This guy has been drumming for upwards of 20. Like you can hear that, you know? And it's like, and I know it's not fair to like compare Inhaler to Arctic Monkeys because Arctic Monkeys have like 20 years on them.
I'll
So
never
it's
get
like,
Inhaler opening for Arctic Monkeys though, and them not saying a word about it.
and now they're opening again for them. That's so funny. But it's like, and it's also not, it's not really fair to compare U2 to Inhaler because it's like, there's a
Oh,
lot of
those are
things.
they're very different. You
They
two.
are very different. But it's like, it's also like a completely different time, you
Yeah.
know, like there's a lot there. But it's like, it's just like taking cues from bands like Arctic Monkeys in the sense that like
Mhm.
they've always like done something different and like they're always on the prowl for inspiration and like different sounds and taking inspiration from different things and releasing something like you always know that you'll get something new from them. So like that's kind of like what I hope is brought to Inhaler's career
Yeah.
because like they each have like they're already showing potential to have like incredible skill sets. They're already
Yeah.
incredibly
Yeah.
talented.
That's
So
true.
it's like they could literally do so many like cool things and I want them to. Like yeah, I would love for them to like I just want them to release something different. Like they released their first album. It was fabulous. It was great. It was great for what they were at that time, but it's like you guys are like almost in your mid 20s. Like your brain's almost fully developed. I'm going to need you to snap into place and
Mhm.
start doing shit,
I
you
want
know?
something
Like
that's gonna make me go like, "Whoa!" I wasn't expecting that.
yeah, like I want to listen to an
Mhm.
album and be like, "What the fuck?" And I want to be
I want to be
excited.
excited. Yeah.
Yeah, like I want
I'm
them
not excited about the stuff they've recently put out, and it
I'm
makes me sad
so
'cause
hesitant.
you
I'm
know
so
we love
hesitant.
Inhaler so much, but
We
it
love them.
sucks to, like, not be so excited about something that they're releasing.
Yeah, and it's like
Like,
and
I'm not
I'm
hyped for the album. I'm like,
exactly.
mm,
I'm a little on the fence. Like I'm
yeah.
worried. I have
I mean, I'm
worries.
hopeful. I want it to be a good album because I believe in
Yes.
them and I like them. But that being said, like, these other days are not days,
It's just like
are not the
these
slave.
last sing oh my god, these last singles like have really like they really did not dazzle us.
No,
And when it
no.
comes to 2023, this album's going to come out. I really hope that this year is going to be a year of new beginnings for everyone. And I really hope that they switch it up, that they blindside us, they release an album that's really surprising and exciting. And I would love it if Arctic Monkeys released another album. And even though they probably won't, maybe at the end of 2023. But like I really have a good feeling about this year. I think people are gonna I think a lot of surprising and exciting things are gonna happen. Hopefully this Inhaler album, you know, it's exciting and surprising. Um and if it is, it's another vinyl in the collection. If not, I will not bother. I save $30 that way. But
Right.
it's like I don't know. I'm hopeful. I am hesitant, but I'm hopeful. Um because they show a lot of promise. And who knows? Maybe we'll release an album. Who knows?
Like,
Maybe we'll get our band together. Um, Maybe I'll release an album. Everyone will release an album.
it's an album releasing year. Actually, everyone hold off from releasing the albums. We need to have time to make them. We need time to
Mm-hmm.
really hone in things. We're not releasing nothing. This
And
year, no one's allowed to release anything this upcoming year.
Taylor Swift, you're
Yeah,
on probation.
she's on probation. Mm-mm-mm.
So yeah, 2023. Uh, are you doing anything for New Year's Eve?
No, I mean, well, no, not really. I think I'm gonna just like try not to be sad that the year's over.
Hmm. I'm
What plans?
going to dinner
Ooh, with your family?
with, yeah, my family and family friends. We're going to dinner um to this really nice Portuguese restaurant. I have my outfit picked. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited. And then New Year's Day, I'm going to my godparents, which is something different than what we usually do. So that'll be great. So I'm looking forward to it. Have a happy and healthy New Year's. Don't get too drunk, everyone. Don't get too crazy.
Get
Do
crazy,
some
get drunk, run on the streets,
Be safe though.
throw glass on the floor,
Don't do that. Do not listen to Lennon.
cause a fire.
Have fun, but be safe and be
Yeah.
healthy. And I hope your 2023 treats you amazingly.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing you guys in the new year. It's going to be a year when we see you guys. Oh my God, it's going to be the new
Great to
year.
see you guys next year.
Yeah. See you next year, oomfies,
Peace.
besties.
Bye, guys.
Bye. We have to come up with a name for our listeners. We'll think
Our,
about that.
our little peepees. Hey, little
Our little
peepees.
our little pea pods, our
Oh, that's
peas,
cute.
our pea pods.
Our pea pods.
We'll think about it and we'll
Maybe
get
next
back
time
to
we
you.
listen, instead of our people, our pea pods.
Oh, that'd be cute. We'll get back to you guys on that.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Have
bye.
a great New Year's, guys. Love ya. Thanks
Love
for
you.
listening.
Bye, 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 bye.